There it goes. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Saturday on Polly's Pretties. It is September 16th at 7:01 p.m. I'm going to type my welcomes in, and then I'll show you what we're going to get into. And there's only going to be two of us tonight. Okay, there we go. There's our welcomes. So tonight we're going to do a larger coloring page. This is by the artist Yampuff. It is a mandala. And yes, we started because it is fairly good sized. And we wanted to make sure we could get as much done as possible. That being said, it is just me and Mimi coloring tonight. Rory is taking the night off. So if you give me 1 second, I will bring you to the desk so you can see more of what I'm doing with my page. I am not sticking with one medium tonight. I am actually using 3. So mine may take a slight bit longer than normal. Okay. So I'll bring it down to the desk. Hopefully I won't mess you around too much. There we go. All right, so this is mine. This is what I've got done of it so far. And I'm using 3 different mediums. I'm using colored pencils, alcohol markers, and gel pens to give it a little bit different look. So this is where I'm at. I'm getting ready to start these sections here. And I'm going to do it with colored pencil, at least in part. So that's where I'm getting ready to go now, is find a lighter colored pencil. Yeah, let's go there. Let's go. Okay. Okay, I'm going to sharpen my pencil. Pardon the noise. Okay. Now, I think I'll start here. And just come up. There.
I bought a bunch of those. I think it's a Harry Potter weekend.
Ah, look at theirs.
Video.
Mm-hmm.
One video, just start.
Yeah.
After 7.
I started at 7, but. Okay. So as you can see, mine is definitely going to be looking different. Like I said, I'm using 3 different mediums tonight. Why? That's just what I felt when I started this page, so that's exactly what I'm going with. Hopefully tonight's mandala will turn out beautiful and definitely give us something different to look at. At least that's the hope. Hope everyone's had a good Saturday where you are. Our Saturday was a little weird with weather. Other than that, it was good though. Watched some TV, watched a few videos on YouTube. Didn't get too crazy, but we had a good time, I think. Is anyone else working on coloring projects or crafting projects or getting ready for any of the holidays? I know that we're decorated inside the house for Halloween. We don't usually put our blow up stuff outside up until closer because our weather around here can really tear them up. I know they're saying the weather for the remainder of the weekend is supposed to be pretty awful. They're supposed to have a lot of rain. Guess we'll have to see if that happens or not. I know there's a lot of places getting flooded and just a lot of tragedy. All right, there we are. And I finished that section. Let me see. Where are you? Gonna. Okay, that's cool. All right. It's not October yet, dear. We don't need zombies.
No zombies, huh?
No.
Apparently we do.
Does anyone have little ones who trick or treat anymore? And if so, are they ready with their costume or an idea of what they want their costume to be? I know mine are both grown and done with trick or treat for their years, so. I know we used to do the whole trick or treat thing. And here, usually they allow it to be about 3 hours, and that's it. But 3 hours, if you know where to go, you can get quite a good bit of candy for the kids. They usually had a lot of fun and had candy for a while after trick or treat night.
I did.
Having trouble with my one leg tonight. Well, maybe. There we go. So I couldn't get my marker lid back on that marker.
Well, Windows 10.
Seems like Saturday might be a quiet night here. Hello, Wiggly.
Hi, Wiggly.
Good.
What's up, honey?
Munchie. Maybe.
Well, see if you can find something out there,
I
hon.
feel a lot better.
Good.
You know, trying to let my stomach settle.
Yep.
Never get used to it.
Oh, yeah. Never ever fun when the tummy is all upset. Yeah.
I have a small bag of, I mean, small bowl, really small bowl of Fritos.
Yeah.
Don't you eat my chips. I don't know why I'm still hung up on those.
We all like Fritos around here. There we go. Whew. That is a lot of little space. That's what that is.
Oh. I kind of like that.
You doing all right back there, Mimi?
Huh?
You doing okay back there?
Yeah. I went nuts.
You using completely pastels or something?
You what?
I said, are you using completely pastels or something?
Well, I'm using every color I have.
Oh, okay. That works. Hey.
Pastel. Most.
Hello, don't be afraid to speak up. We're just doing a coloring page tonight by Yom Puff. It's one of the mandalas. It's all right if they do.
Mm.
It's okay if they do. Hello and welcome. Tonight we colored mandalas by Yompuff. Mine is here finished, as you can see. I did leave a few spaces, not many, white. Don't be afraid to say hello. We don't bite. There are two of us coloring tonight, myself and Mimi. Rory decided to take a night's break, so she is doing just that. I believe they are watching Harry Potter in the living room. So for my mandala, I used 3 different mediums. I used colored pencil, I used different gel pens, and I used alcohol markers. That's how come you see the various different shades and things in here. I didn't want to just stick with one. So there's a little bit of a lot of things. So hopefully here we'll be able to show you the other one here in just a couple. She's working on it behind me, and I have not seen it, so
It's not totally done, but
well, you have about 10 minutes.
Huh?
You have about 10 minutes if you want to do some more.
okay. Push out of here.
Has anybody ventured to watch the new Walking Dead, the Daryl Dixon one that's in Paris? We watched the first episode of it last week. We really liked it. Found it interesting. And we also watched ride with Norman Reedus. When he had his special guest last week was Keanu Reeves. That was fun to watch. Interesting. Yes, I hear you popping and cracking back there like cereal. Is anyone decorating for Halloween? Do you celebrate Halloween? We have the inside of the house all decorated. The outside won't be done till closer to trick-or-treat night. Because the weather here tends to blow any kind of blow-up things all over the place and tear them up. Fall weather, cooler temperatures, or at least supposed to be cooler temperatures. I think I'm ready for it to cool down and not be quite as warm. And I'm ready for the cooler nights and stuff. I don't know that I'm really ready for anything after fall, though. I don't know that I'm really ready for winter.
No snow.
The only days I want snow are Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and I can leave. I used to wish for snow when I was little. Of course, usually when I was little, I lived in West Virginia, and usually snow meant you got a snow day. If it got bad enough. Although as I got older, that didn't work so much. Because snow days were avoided, so... I remember by the time I was in 8th grade, snow days were pretty much non-existent.
Yeah, wasn't that a shame?
We maybe had one snow day a year, maybe. I mean, we had snow, we just didn't get snow days.
Wasn't down to the bus stop.
Well,
Starting
our
all
bus
the way
stop
down.
was on a flat part of the ground, but all that we had to keep us sheltered from anything was a wooden bus house, and there was no doors or anything, and there was just one bench in it. And so if the bench was full, guess what? You're standing. So, and I remember there were some mornings it was pretty cold. Pretty cold. Although snow was good for snowball fights. And oftentimes on the way home from school, as soon as you got off the bus, the first thing that happened was snowball fight. Of course, we had kids that rode the bus that were anywhere from 7th grade to 12th grade, all rode together. So,
Never knew where it was coming from.
do what now?
Huh?
What'd you say?
I said you never knew where it was coming from.
No, we didn't, because the boys would be sneaky. They would wait until you were just about out of sight, and then they would pelt you one. So, yeah, you just never knew. Of course, some of us girls decided to pick on them one time, and we got them.
Good for you.
But it was pretty funny. Got about 5 minutes, and then we'll show whatever we've got done.
I wasn't a tomboy, but I like climbing trees. And you could throw acorns at anybody.
We didn't have any acorn trees.
At one place we did, but just one place.
In the trailer park where I lived from 8th grade to my senior year, the only trees were in people's yards, and you didn't go in other people's yards without permission. And hello, Marlene. How are you? But the trailer court didn't have, like I said, many trees unless you planted them yourself. And because on the one side of us, on the back side of the trailer court, was a cow pasture. That's the only nice way I know how to say what it was. Thank you very much. It is a mandala by the artist Yampuff. Let me turn it correctly up here. You can actually see it. There you go. But then on the other side was a golf course. So we were stuck between cow patty and Golfers R Us when I was a kid going to school. Junior high and high school. And it was funny because down at the end of the trailer park I lived in was this big, huge open field that went way up on the hill. And way up on the hills where I used to like to go hiking. Now, I'm not going to tell you it was the safest place to go hiking. I'm not going to tell you it was the easiest place to go hiking. But that's what made it fun. Oh, interesting is a whole new concept when you're in West Virginia hiking hills that are covered by trees, big rocks, dirt. All I can say is it's probably a really good thing that I wore boots.
Yes.
Because I know one time I didn't know I'm not a hunter, so I don't hunt. And I almost clear to the tippy top of the hill, which is a good hike. You're talking 3-4 hour hike straight up. And I did not know that it was mating season for deer. Now, I knew there was a 10-point buck in that woods. I did not know when it's mating season, you shouldn't be there. I was sitting on what we called the big rock. It was the biggest one there, going up the hill. I was sitting on the big rock, and all of a sudden I heard this just, I swear I thought it was a bull. I thought it was a bull. And I turned and I looked every direction and couldn't see anything. I could just hear it. And the next thing I know, I see a doe come just blasting past me, just didn't care that I was there, didn't care I was human, didn't care. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe I should haul butt too, you know. If this doe's coming through and she's hauling, I better start hauling. You know, something bad's coming this way.
Yeah.
So I start trying to truck down the hill. Well, now going up is a little bit easier than going down. Going up, you can find a foothold. Going down, especially in a hurry, footholds are non-existent. So I get about halfway down this hill, and I still hear this noise, and I didn't know what it was at the time. Like I said, I thought it was a bull, and I'm thinking, why the heck's there a bull in the woods?
Eh.
And so I'm halfway down this hill, don't see anything, but I can still hear it, just like it's right behind me. And I come trucking on down further, right? Trying to get the heck out of the woods, trying to get down in the field. That way it's complete open and I can see everything. Well, yeah, I went completely by myself when I hiked. Yeah. So I get down to where I'm about, I would say 20, 25 feet away from the open area of um the pathway that I take down into the field. Well, I heard the noise sound like it was literally in my ear. Not behind me, in my ear.
Ooh.
Now, let me tell you what. When you don't know what it is, and it sounds like it's in your ear, you turn and look. It's just, I made it to the field all right. Head first. I tumbled feet over head for I know good 3-4 minutes. Finally landed flat on my back, looking up like Jiminy Crickets. And all of a sudden I hear the noise again, and I thought, well, holy crap. So I'm trying to get up, right? So I can turn around and spin and look at what's behind me. Well, I got up, and as I got up, I didn't even get spun around until I saw what was behind me. Let me tell you what, I've never found deer frightening until that day. I never in my life thought of a deer as something that was frightening until that day. And I'll tell you, I went flying, and I'm not kidding. I went as fast as my legs could go out of that field. Ran all the way up the path, all the way back up the road to the house. And by the time I got there, my brother-in-law, Randy, was outside. And he sees me, and I'm out of breath, and I'm panting, and I'm like, discolored, because you're hot, And for me, anytime I hiked, I had to wear long sleeve, long pants, boots, the whole 9 yards, because I'm allergic to everything. So he's looking at me thinking, oh my God, she's going to have, heat exhaustion. She's going to pass out. We're going to have to rush to the hospital. So he finally gets me calmed down enough, and I drink a little bit of water, and he says, what in the world were you doing and where? And I said, I went hiking by myself. He goes, well, that was dumb. I said, well, yeah, I know that now. He goes, well, okay, where? So I was telling him, he goes, do you not know it's mating season? I said, no, I didn't know that, but now I guess I do. He's like, why? What happened? So I told him that I ran into the famous 10-point buck. Almost face to head. And he looks at me and he goes, you went into the woods. He goes, wait. He goes, you are 15. He goes, you went into the woods by yourself for 1, almost up on top of the ridge for 2. He says, and for 3 during mating season. And I'm like, yeah. He looked at me, shook his head, and then walked me into the house to talk to my mother. Yeah, he was aggravated with me because I was 15 by myself in the woods during mating season. I had no weapons on me, not even something as simple as a pocket knife. If that deer had decided to get icky, we'll say, I would have been toast. There was no way you're going to protect yourself against a deer. Not one the size he was. Well, I don't know who was scared more when I left the field. Me stuff, and I had to take, all this crap with me. I had to have like a flash. I have like this little tiny, like aluminum looking, pipe looking bat thing. And yeah, I had to have all this crap on me. But my brother-in-law asked me years and years and years, I hiked that same place, the same trail, the same way. And I never did see that deer again. Never did.
That's just somebody got it.
We think one of the guys up on the ridge actually got him
Mhm.
because he used to like to go up there and steal their corn. Because if you went all the way up to the ridge, it kind of flattened a little bit, and there was some farmland up there. And you get shot at if you weren't careful. But I never did see that deer after that.
Hmm.
Although I think that might have been okay too, considering that as big as he was, it was his path, not mine. I mean, I remember just seeing him at a quick look when I looked and thinking, "Holy cow!" I would have rather taken on one of the bulls from the cow field than taken him on. And the noise he made, I learned a lot after that because my brother-in-law was determined I was going to know what animals sounded. The scary thing was, and I found this out 2 weeks after the fact, up there in those hills where I hiked, they had seen bears. And I'm not
Ah.
talking baby bears.
Oh my.
So I could have been toast if I wasn't careful.
Yeah,
I mean,
you coulda.
even if you are careful, if a bear decides your lunch, too bad, so sad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's some of, and the funny thing is, when I was 15, I didn't think about that.
You don't.
I don't know. I was thinking about going out, walking through the woods, enjoying nature. I wasn't thinking about, whether it was mating season, if there were deer, if there were snakes. I didn't think about that. I just enjoyed walking through the woods. I didn't go messing. If I saw animals, if I saw them, hey, cool, that's great. I'll watch you from afar. Thanks. Have a nice day. I didn't like try to go and follow them, wherever they were going or anything. I was smart enough to leave that alone. But I don't know. I just didn't think about it. But I hate to think if I'd have ran into a bear up in there. And that's what's funny. I never thought about it. I mean, I knew it was woods. I knew there's animals in the woods. But I never took a thought. That was the funny part about going up in there because it was quiet. Most of the time it was. Most of the time it was quiet, other than maybe hearing a little scurrying here and there and, stuff like that. You didn't really hear anything crazy. And when the leaves were changing colors, it was beautiful.
Oh wow, you're not kidding.
And if you could get up to where the big rock was, if you could travel that far without, giving out, you could sit on the big rock and sit there and watch pretty much everything just go by you. I mean, you could see all kinds of stuff. I sat there and watched squirrels play. I sat there and watched wild rabbits play. I mean, and I never took a thought. Of course, you'd go home and you'd have mud all caked on you, looking like you was some kind of homeless orphan. I'll never forget my mom scrubbed one pair of my jeans, and she scrubbed my poor mother, and she scrubbed and she scrubbed and she scrubbed because I had sat on the rock and it was mossy at the time,
Green.
and my nice pale blue jeans turned this god awful puke
Yeah.
green. It wasn't even green; it was puke green.
Ew.
And she scrubbed and she scrubbed and she scrubbed. Oh my God, I remember her scrubbing. Oh, I remember her scrubbing. She just kept looking at me. She didn't yell. She didn't yell. But boy, the looks I was getting.
Sounds like fun though.
Oh, it was. I had a heck of a time. I used to love doing it. In the summer, that was one of my favorite things. And in fall, summer and fall were usually the times when I'd take off and go hiking up through there.
Yeah.
And it was just beautiful just to sit there and just watch nature. Not really participate in it, just sit there and watch.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful. And the area up behind the house where I hiked was beautiful. It really was. I mean, it was definitely woodland. It wasn't anything city, let me tell you. But I miss that place off and on. I think about it now and then. And of course, I couldn't hike it now. My chair would never, ever, ever, ever get up that hill. No way.
No, probably not.
I'd have to put tank treads on that thing or something. But I think I have some pictures somewhere in one of the scrapbooks, one of the older ones, of me actually either up in the woods or just as I was coming out of the woods.
How come I've never seen?
Because most of my scrapbooks are packed away in one of the chests.
Oh,
If I finish them, they get packed away.
oh. I wouldn't mind seeing that. But I won't make you dig them out.
Back when I had, as I call it, my frizzy blonde hair,
Uh-huh.
sun in and hair dye.
Yeah.
Really does the hair great. In case you can't tell, I'm being sarcastic.
Uh-huh.
Like I said, my hair was almost so blonde it was white.
Wow.
I thought my mom was going to kill me over that, too. She didn't mind that I colored my hair. That was okay. But when I started using the Sun-In, which is actually bleach, I thought she was going to lose her mind.
I used that one summer, and as long as you're in the sun, you look good. But if you didn't go out for a while, your hair turned red and you looked horrible.
Mine never turned red. Although I did make a mistake with Sun-In. You're not supposed to go get in the pool when you use Sun-In and get your hair wet.
Uh-huh.
I almost turned my hair lime green.
Ooh.
Yeah, not a color I think I would.
Probably not.
But I did. I almost turned my hair lime green
Oh my.
because I ended up having Sun-In in my hair and then went and got in the pool.
Uh-huh.
And I've had my hair so blonde it was almost white. And I've had auburn hair and I've had purple hair. That's the only colors I've done. I did try black hair once. I didn't do my whole head, thank God. We just did
Yeah.
like the test strip like you're supposed to.
Mhm.
Oh, I don't look good in black, let me tell you that. Not in hair anyway.
No, I
You
think you
good?
might look a little ill.
Oh, that's pretty, Mimi. Okay, so see mine. Now I'm going to show you the Mimi's. This is Mimi's. Quite beautiful, I think. She did a wonderful job there. Now you make me wish I had pulled out my pastel pencils.
Oh,
That's really
sure.
pretty. Let me put the date on this for you and stuff, and I will give this back to you. That's really beautiful, Mimi.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I had a thing for all those colors. So.
Yeah, I know. You seem to be very, very much into the pastels.
Oh, I love them.
Lemon juice to get. Oh, wow, really? I never used lemon juice. I had a friend who, and I thought this was kind of stupid when they were young, but that's me. I had a friend when we used to do tanning, we tried to get a little darker. Of course, I never did. I go out in the sun and I turn into a lobster. But she used this. I don't know where she heard this, but somebody she knew told her to put butter on instead of suntan lotion. Well, yeah, let me tell you what. We went out in the sun. We were out in the sun all day because we were just, running around doing stuff, working and everything else. We ended up taking her to the hospital that night because the sun, instead of tanning her, burnt her because of the butter. She never used butter again. Of course, she didn't tan the rest of that summer either. She ended up having to wear, I think they call it mesh, because she got sun poisoning. There was a lot of stupid stuff that went around when I was a kid, and like the Sun-In and hang out or using mayonnaise, which mayonnaise does the same thing. You still get sun poisoning. There was a lot of stupid stuff. So yeah, I'm lucky enough. I was not one of those kids who tried that stuff. When I went out in the sun, because I knew I burnt easy anyway, I usually used suntan lotion with a high SPF, so I didn't scorch and come in looking like yesterday's tomato. But yeah, there was a lot of crazy stuff that went on like that when I was a kid.
My
So-
aunt took me to Catalina.
Mm-hmm.
My aunt and uncle took me to Catalina one summer, and we all fell asleep on the beach.
Oh no.
By the time I got to my
Ugh.
cousin Gail's that summer, I had sun poisoning.
Oh wow. See, I've never fallen asleep on the beach. I fell asleep once in my yard when I was tanning.
Yeah.
But luckily enough, my sister had come out to check on us because we were laying in the yard and she wanted to make sure, it wasn't too hot out. We weren't dehydrating. And when she came to get us, she had seen we fell asleep. And luckily, we'd only been asleep maybe about, I would say, 5 minutes, 6 minutes.
Yeah.
So it wasn't too bad, And we got up and, okay, yeah, we're going to stop this noise. We're getting up. We're going in. Everybody's going to wash up. Yeah, we were done. But yeah, thank goodness for my sister. That was Jerry that come out and got us.
Wow.
So yeah, thank goodness. But yeah, there was crazy stuff like that we did. And it's weird because you don't think of it when you're in the moment doing this.
Yeah.
Because now I sit and look at all the stupid stuff we did like that, and I'm going, wow, what were we thinking? And I do. I look back and I go, oh, what were we thinking? What was in our head? Where was our brain?
I didn't think we had brains when we were younger.
And you're like, I should have been afraid of stuff in the woods. I should have been afraid to go hiking alone.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't.
I was a scaredy cat. I wouldn't go by myself.
Now, see, I was the opposite. I was too brave for my own good, I think.
Yes, you were.
Because I also, when I would hear noises at night, if Mom was already asleep, instead of waking her or waking my stepdad, I would go out and see what it was myself. I remember one time my mom got up, she heard somebody open and close the door and didn't know it was me. And she got up and she come out, and when she saw it was me, oh boy, my ears rang. My ears rang. What were you doing out there in the middle of the night? Oh, I can still remember. She was mad. She was mad.
I wonder why.
Did you go out there by yourself, young lady?
With no protection.
You should have woke me or your stepdad up. What do you think you're doing? Oh, the stuff you do, though.
Remember.
Like I said, it's the stuff you do. And I didn't think about it like when I was going out to see what was going on. Didn't think about it. I was thinking about letting them sleep because Mom had work in the morning.
Yeah.
Who in the heck wants to wake their mom up when she's got work in the morning?
I'd hear things at night and I'd get scared and hide under the bed.
Oh, good grief. I never hid under the bed. I was not that kid. Maybe I should have. I don't know. But I never did. It's I don't know. It's hard to explain. I never looked at it as scary. Like, we lived in West Virginia from the time I was, well, I know at least, from the time I was 3 years old until well after I was in my 20s.
Oh, okay. We lived
Ouch.
in the country, but
Oh, no.
I guess what?
Oh, Marlene, I'm so sorry, honey. Ooh, I bet you had an infection. She said when she was in 6th grade, she was playing on a fire hydrant while waiting for the school bus. Slipped and scraped her leg really bad. Her friend packed mud on it, saying it would stop the bleeding. Ooh, I can see infection there already. Yeesh. That would just, no thank you. That's what I'm talking about, though. That's a perfect example of things you do when you're a kid, and now you wouldn't dare.
Yeah.
Well, that was a smart idea, never to listen to that friend again. I don't think I had any friends that did anything like that like harmed me or got me to where I had to like go be checked out or anything. And even when they were talking about the whole put butter on and go suntan, I was like, y'all fools. I know about that noise. No.
No, you don't.
But like the things that would get me in trouble were stupid things that I guess had I thought about it, I probably would have known better or thought better. Excuse me. Better, but I didn't. That's the messed up thing. I didn't. As a kid growing up, that stuff didn't scare me. Like I can remember hunters in the fall in the woods where I used to hike. I can remember hunters being in there,
Mhm.
and I wasn't wearing orange. I didn't have any kind of reflective gear.
You were lucky you didn't get shot.
That's what I said. It was stuff I didn't think about. It was just, I was a kid. It was fun to go hiking. Nothing usually bothered me. My mom said that she is amazed I never got snake bit. Because there were snakes. I mean, hello, it's West Virginia.
Yeah.
She said she was surprised I never got snake bit. And I didn't. I never even saw a snake.
You're
I'm
lucky.
sure they were there.
Oh, yeah.
You know, thinking about it now, would I go do that now? Probably not.
No, that's not.
You know? But
Hmm.
didn't think about it when I was a kid at home.
I almost stepped on one barefoot.
I've never stepped on one barefoot, but I've almost had my hand on a snake that I didn't know was a snake at the time. That was not nice. It was a real rude awakening when I found out what it was. Luckily, thank the gods, it was only a black snake. So it couldn't like poison me or kill me or, you know, granted it could have made me sick.
Mhm.
But at least it was just a black snake, thank God.
You know, I'm not afraid of spiders, but I don't like them near me. But snakes terrify me.
I don't like snakes. I do not like snakes at all. I hear and I'm out of there. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
I'm not a snake person. I'm not.
No.
And the funny
me
thing
either.
is, I don't understand this. And maybe I need to see a psychiatrist. Because when I was a little kid, if it was a little spider or a granddaddy longlegs, that stuff didn't bother me. I'd pick that stuff up and play with it.
Mhm.
I used to pick granddaddy longlegs up and let him walk all the way up and down my arm.
Yeah.
Never bothered.
Hmm.
Didn't bother me at all. Play with lightning bugs, June bugs, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, June bugs. They get big.
Used to play with all of it. And then I got older. And then I learned about bugs and snakes and spiders.
And that ended that, huh?
And I learned that Daddy Longlegs is the most poisonous spider in the world.
Huh.
The only reason he's not the most dominant species is because his mouth is too small and he can't bite you. Now, let me tell you, when you learn that after letting that thing crawl all over you,
Yeah.
then you go, ooh, you know. But that's where that ended. I don't like spiders or snakes. Sorry, keep them over there. Thank you. Have a nice day. I just have no love for them. I mean, I see a daddy longleg now, and I don't necessarily want because I know that they eat other bugs
Yeah.
and stuff and keep it cleaned up. But if I see one, you know, and we're in the same space, and it's my space or his space, I'm sorry, dude, you dying because it's my space.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. Me and spiders is just and anything that's not daddy longlegs that's a spider, kill it with fire. I'm sorry, I want it dead.
Oh, okay.
I'm just, you know, flamethrower, our house would have been up in flames years ago because of the spider.
Arachnophobia
I'm
maybe.
serious. Oh, I can't. I don't like spiders. But I'll tell you, I think as long as it was small spiders and I knew they couldn't like hurt me, I would move through them, do my own thing, let them do theirs, and get the heck out of Dodge.
Yeah.
Now, you talk tarantula-sized spider, no. Kill that thing. I don't care how you kill it, kill it. I don't want it alive. I don't want it near me. Kill it.
I like to take baths with scorpions.
I wouldn't want to do that either, thanks. Scorpions
to
freak
meet
me out. They're odd-looking things.
Oh, they hurt too.
But No, thank you.
We had a cat that used to play with scorpions and tarantulas.
Oh, good God.
Weird
No,
cat.
thank you. I
Weird
think I
cat.
would have gave that cat some lessons, and let's not do that.
I think he was brain damaged too.
See, that's what I said. Growing up in West Virginia as a kid, I never thought about all that stuff.
No, you wouldn't.
We were just having fun.
Yeah.
And then once you get older and you learn, you're like, ooh, why did I do that? And then you think you're crazy. Because there ain't no way you're going to get me to play with that stuff now.
No.
I ain't sticking my hand on her. I don't know. It's weird. Like, I don't like bugs now. I don't. I see bugs and I'm like, ew, kill it.
Yeah, I'm not a bug person either.
If it's on the floor, though, where I can get it, oh, it's dead because I'll chase it.
Yeah.
I have a thing. I just, no bug.
I don't like spiders on the ceiling. Now that freaks me out.
That does me too. Oh my gosh. I saw one on the ceiling in the bedroom one night. We were in bed trying to sleep. And I wasn't sure what I saw at first because, you're half asleep. You're kind of, you don't know what's going on. And I sat there and I watched it and it crawled. And I knew it was either some kind of little bug or some kind of spider. And I'm, no, we ain't playing this. You are in my bedroom on my ceiling. All right, take your time, Marlene. And I remember, normally I don't wait, Chris. I just get up and I kill whatever it is. I do not know why this particular night that spider bothered me so much, but I'm laying in bed and I went, Chris, what? Kill it. He didn't even get to hear what it was, just kill it. And he's like, what are you talking about? I said, there's a spider on the ceiling, kill it. He's like, where? And I showed him, he's like, you're worried about that? And I said, yes, kill it.
I don't want it falling on me.
And he's like, it's tiny, ignore it. I said, kill it. That's the only spider I think I've ever freaked out that bad about. But it freaked me out. It was on the ceiling. I didn't want it there.
Like my spider dreams.
Now, see, I've dreamt of spiders before and they bother me, but I can wake up and be okay.
Yeah.
I may be itchy for a little bit, but the ones that get me is when I'm dreaming of a ton of snakes or if I dream of drowning. Those bother me. Of course, nothing like the night that I dreamt that you and I were cleaning some house for some rich person, and this was a big old house. And we walked in, and the walls of the house hissed. And we called Sam and Dean Winchester to come and remove the snakes. Now, why would you call supernatural people to come remove snakes?
Yeah.
That's just the way my brain was thinking. But anyway, that was a dream. Seriously, we were cleaning this house, and we kept hearing the walls hiss. And no matter where you touched on the wall, it hissed. And we didn't know how to get rid of it. We didn't know what it was. And Sam and Dean came and tapped the wall and heard it and had you and I leave the house and go stand on the street and found out the whole house was full, just full, top to bottom of snakes.
Oh, God.
And there was all kinds of snakes in there.
Wow.
That was a dream I had. Why? I don't know, because my brain's crazy.
Yeah, that would be creepy. Yes, it would.
And Chris looked at me when I told him that, and he's like, why would you call Sam and Dean Winchester for snakes? I said, I have no idea. Don't ask me. My brain thought of it. I didn't. But
nobody comes and takes the spiders out of my room when I dream at night.
Well, I think the only reason Chris did is because I wasn't about to sleep.
Because you wouldn't leave them alone.
I'm serious. I'm trying to kill it. I don't know what it is. As a little kid, I probably would have got up and chased the thing around and played with it.
Yeah.
But no, not now that I'm an adult. No.
No, it's not. Too scary.
Ugh. And I'll tell you, I never wanted to pick a snake up, right? Because I don't like snakes. So snakes are not my forte, obviously.
No.
When Tad was little, and I mean little, just walking, we had what they call green snakes that would live in this tree behind my house.
Mhm.
Now, green snakes aren't poisonous. They'll make you sick if they bite you, but that's about it. So Tad thought it was a worm. And he come in the kitchen holding it by the tail, thank God. Mom, look at the green worm I found. Yeah, that's not a worm. Let me tell you, I don't think I ever moved so fast.
Oh my gosh. He had no idea what
He
it
had
was.
no idea, none. He thought it was a worm.
Oh,
Here he is carrying it around. No. I'll tell you, my heart, I think, just about came out of my chest that day. Nothing like trying to grab a snake from your son while you're trying to not drop the glass dishes and run the snake back outside so you can throw it as far as you can throw it and get the heck back inside before it finds you.
yeah.
Mm.
Oh. No, I'm not gutsy enough to do that.
Well, I technically wasn't either, but when you are stuck with the choice of it's you or your kid,
Yeah, you'll take it.
you know, I
Mhm.
mean, it's like, what are you going to do?
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
I think I'll stick with chasing butterflies.
Yep.
They don't bite you.
I like lightning bugs, though.
I did as a kid. I thought lightning bugs were cool.
Mhm.
Now that I'm older and I actually know what they look like, they're not cool. They're creepy. They're odd looking.
Well, they're odd looking, but they won't hurt you.
Well, no, they don't hurt you, and I know that. But I mean, they're just creepy.
Yeah. I have to get down like this and make sure it's a lightning bug or I'll kill it.
I don't know. I have this thing with bugs, I'm telling you.
Mhm.
Me and bugs are a no.
You're not afraid when you're a kid. It's when you grow up and you learn about them. Then you freak.
Well, not only that, as you get older too, there's all these horror stories about this person got bit by a rattlesnake and this is what happened. This person got bit by a brown recluse and this is what happened. This bit by a tarantula. You know, you see all these horror stories.
Oh, yeah.
And then it terrifies you. So you're like, okay, no, thank you.
Yeah.
And it's just, yeah.
There's nothing worse than watching the skin on somebody who got bit by a brown recluse.
Oh, it rots away. I know. My cousin
Oh,
got
my
bit by
God.
one.
It's horrid.
My cousin got bit by one. She was working in her, I don't know what they call it. But she used to like do the cuts when you got your deer or turkey and stuff.
Uh-huh.
She would take and clean it all up and do all the cuts that you wanted.
Yeah.
Like if you wanted deer steak or you wanted deer burger, or you wanted, she did all that for you.
Yeah.
And then packaged it up. She was working in her area. Excuse me. She was working in her area where she, hung them, cleaned them, drained them,
Mhm.
Wasn't even thinking. Went to start working on this one deer. I'm guessing the brown recluse was on the deer.
Hmm.
She put her hand there, and the next thing you know,
Oh.
and she couldn't get to the doctor at that point. There was no vehicle. Her husband was at work, kids at school.
Hmm.
So she worked the rest of the day. She just wrapped it, boiled it out with peroxide, wrapped it, kept on working.
Hmm.
Well, by the time everybody got home that evening,
Mhm.
it had a big old hole in her hand right there.
Oh, my God.
And they had to take her to the hospital, and they took the spider, and luckily enough,
Mhm.
and they found out what it was. But oh boy, did it take a while.
Hmm.
I remember there was a while she couldn't even use the hand right.
Wow.
But yeah.
Paul got bit up in Hidden Valley. There was a brown recluse in his shoe
Oh wow.
on the bottom of his foot.
Ew. Can't imagine that was comfortable.
It was bad for a while.
That's like, the funny thing is, when Tad was little, he got stung on the bottom of the foot. I'm not kidding you.
Hmm.
He was coming down around the back side of the house here before all the addition and everything else was on it.
Yeah.
We were sitting out back at the picnic table, me and Mom. And he was coming around from upstairs, coming down and around to the back to help me to get his shoes on. So he wanted me to help him get his shoes on. Well, halfway through the yard here, I start hearing his what it was. Because it didn't sound like a kid crying.
Yeah.
So I'm looking around trying to find out what it is and where it's coming from. Next thing I know, here comes Tad bouncing on one leg through the yard going, owie, 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 owie. And he's not crying at all. And I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you? And he goes, Mommy, it bit my foot. What bit your foot? Then he tells me that it was a big black and yellow bee and it bit him on the bottom of the foot. And I'm like, they don't bite, they sting. And the one black and yellow he was talking about wasn't one of the bumblebees. He was talking about a hornet.
Oh, those are bad.
Yeah, they're mean. But he luckily enough only got stung once and the bee flew off and thank you very much.
Yeah.
But he did. He was bouncing through the yard on one leg going, owie, 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 owie.
I think it was Alex years ago. Grandpap and Grandma had a car and they hadn't used it for a while. Well, there was a bee's nest around it. And the kids were playing around the nest. And Alex got bit.
Ooh.
He kind of swelled up.
They must have got him more than once. See, Tad's foot swelled a little bit, but not more than like a regular bee sting.
Yeah.
Because he only got stung by the one. Mm-hmm. But yeah, after that, we went on a mad hunt here to figure out where the bee came from even.
Yeah.
But it was crazy. Crazy. I said, it's weird stuff that happens like that.
Over at the house on Main Street, we get those burrowing bees. And then later on in the year, the hornets start coming in.
See, I hate that stuff. I don't like bees. I never have liked bees. I mean, as a kid, if I saw a bee and I could kill it, I killed everyone I saw.
Ooh.
Didn't matter what kind of
bee. Honeybee?
I didn't. I don't care if it was a bee. It was a bee. It was dead. I didn't care what it was. But now, since there's this one's endangered and this one's something else, and I don't mess with them. They go on their way, I go on my way, and if they leave me alone, I'll leave them alone. They go messing with me. Sorry, but you're going to meet Shoe Leather Express.
You know, I haven't seen a honeybee in years.
The last time, where were we? Legion Keener? Maybe? The last time I think I saw one? And it was one, literally. But yeah, lots of stuff like that. I don't know. There's lots of things I remember about growing up in West Virginia, different times that we ran across snakes, different times certain animals were near the houses and stuff. And I mean, look, right after I had Tad, he wasn't even able to walk, talk, or anything. And I was out on my sister Nem's back deck, and there's a black bear in the yard. I mean, hello, and I almost ended up face to face with the thing. That was the scariest night, I'm telling you. I think that's the scariest. Because it wasn't no little bear.
No.
As big as that thing was, I'm thinking that was the mama. Because it was big.
The house you saw that was down in the canyon?
Mm-hmm.
We used to have mountain lions there.
Oh, no thanks. I don't want those
so
either.
You didn't go out. And when you did, you watched.
See, the only reason we had the bear end up in the yard like that at Jerry's is because it got loose from a zoo.
Mm.
Now, we don't know how it got loose, but it did. And yeah, that was scary.
Mm-hmm. Will you quit pulling your hair out? Are you digging? Stop your digging. Oh, hey, you having a bad tooth, Mr. Brownie? Come here. Are you talking bad? Are you?
Are you talking bad?
What
Are you talking bad,
doing?
sir?
He said, let me bite myself. Hey, buddy. Look at that. Look at that.
Hey. You quit that, please.
I got the itchies.
Apparently, it really itches. Apparently. It is, oh wow, almost 9 o'clock. Our hour of color. So I think we will call it a night and let you fine people go. Have a wonderful evening, we hope. And go and get ready for bed because it's about that time. But I hope you've had a beautiful Saturday wherever you are. Please remember, my friends, you are beautiful, you are amazing, you are loved. If someone says different, it's false. Please pay it forward when you can. You don't know when you might need it back. Be kind until there's a reason not to be kind. And then don't be mean. Just avoid the negativity. Stay safe. The world's crazy enough right now. It's going through enough right now. Doesn't need any more. Hug your loved ones. They need it. You need it. It's medically proven. And then when you get that done, gently hug your fur babies because they need it too. Although I'm not hugging mine right now because he's being cranky. Aren't you? Crank bottom. Look what I got. Look what I got. Anyhow, I hope you all have a lovely evening. I'm going to go get him arranged. I'm going to get everybody else arranged. And we going to get some sleep. And I hope to see you all again soon. Bye-bye.